The widow of Alexander Litvinenko, the former FSB agent who turned critic of the Kremlin and was murdered here in London, a murder that was suspected to have been signed off by Vladimir Putin himself. Now, you know better than most the personal toll it can take for someone to criticize the Kremlin. What would you say to people who say, well, why aren't more Russians taking to the streets against the war?
I think it's a very important. Russian people came to say they are against of this war, because after invasion started a year ago, it was image of Russian people as all people supported Putin, or they just try to be neutral and they don't want to say anything to support Ukraine. It's not true. A lot of Russians now supporting Ukraine. They're doing everything for Ukraine will win. And this meeting in front of Russian embassy makes this possibility to Russian people to say this and to show this. They are against the war. Other side, many Russian people who live in Russia, so frightening to go outside and talking about this war, what they really to believe. And this just a very good support to them to see all Russians who have chance to say openly what they think and they are against the war might do this. And this is like for them, for Russian who is in Russia now, just support to them, who just can't say this. And message to all international community, Russian against the war. And you don't need to support Putin or make any explanation why he started this war. It's no any doubt, no any doubt. Putin is crime, war crime.
And do you think that maybe some Russians within Russia feel, I guess, attacked by maybe some in the international community, that attacks, they equalize attacks against Putin as to attacks against ordinary Russians? It's a blurring of those lines in a sense.
No, it's, after what happened to Ukraine, and particularly in 1 year, what we see, what happened to civilians, how many people died, how many people have to escape from Ukraine. It's all what happened to us. Sometimes it's just a little. Everything what we need to now to think how to help Ukrainian. Even if so many Russians escaped from Russia now because they disagree with the war and sometimes might feel inconvenience or difficulties or even being under sanctions, I would say it's just a little to compare what Ukrainian people feeling.
And why was it important for you to be here today as well?
I see many young people here and different faces. When we started all protest 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was not so big crowd. It was maybe people who came to United Kingdom as a dissidents, but now I can see more and more young people who disagree with the Putin's regime, and this is the future of Russia. And when we're talking about new Russia, these people would be back to Russia and build this a new Russia in international community.
And do you think an event like this is not just support for the Ukrainian people, but also an attempt to fight for, as many people here said, a more democratic future in Russia, and perhaps break some of those stereotypes that maybe exist around Russians in the West, oligarchs and stuff like that?
You're absolutely right. Russia would be new after Ukraine will win. It's no way. It's no way. Ukraine will win, Putin's regime will be crushed, and just a way when new Russia would be started to rise.